Morning from Dubai.
We're live.
Are we live? Good morning and welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show where we take you through the top trending stories of what is happening in and around the city. I'm Simran.
And I'm Shahir. Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday.
And today's stories are flights to Sudan have been cancelled amid ongoing conflicts.
And 16 people died in a building fire in Dera on Saturday.
And floating bridge to undergo maintenance for 5 weeks starting today.
And then we're going to run you through a list of Abu Dhabi restaurants that will take you on a culinary journey this Ramadan.
And Emirates NBD's CMO talks welcoming Emirati astronaut to space in Ramadan. And the sponsor of today's show is the Department of Culture and Tourism Abu Dhabi, telling you why Abu Dhabi is the place to be during this Ramadan. And more on this later on the show. And although the Department of Culture and Tourism is our sponsor today, the thoughts and opinions shared are Lovin Dubai's. We will get to that later on in the show. But first, I have to ask you a pressing question, Shahir.
What?
So, okay, let me start off by asking you, are you friends with your exes?
Yes, except the last two.
Except the last two?
Yeah.
Is it easy for you to stay friends with your exes?
Yeah, I think a lot goes into it. You, A, the time after a breakup. B, do you even want to be friends with them after? And C, what foot did you leave them on, you know? Like, are you guys okay post-breakup?
Yes. So I feel like if you end on a good note, there is scope for you guys to still be in each other's lives.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, if you want that cycle still in your life. But that's up to you. That's up to you.
Right. I feel like I've been hearing this so much in my friends. I was watching the show yesterday as well. And someone is just like, I can't be friends with you if you're not in a relationship. I can't be friends with you if you're not dating. I can't be friends with you if you're not my girlfriend. Like, but why?
I understand that.
I
understand that in the sense where I don't know how to be with you other than how I used to be with you. You know, but that's something that takes time. And also, it literally comes down to, do you still want this person in your life? Because you can come out the other side stronger, the both of you, and just have something that is stronger than what it once was and healthier than what it once was. Maybe you guys weren't best fitted for a relationship, but you might be perfect as friends.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I always think, why spoil a really good friendship over a bad relationship? You know?
Yeah.
So even though it doesn't work out with you guys being in a relationship, like, why not stay friends? Why not retain what you guys have, the bond that you have, you know, the history that you have? That's one situation. Now, the second situation is, it's like a random person coming to you and going like, Shahir, I can't be friends with you if we're not together, you know? Like, if we're not together, we can't be anything. And it's like, you've never dated that person. You've never done anything with that person before. So it's like,
you're the one of the problems then. That doesn't make any sense.
Right?
With that scenario, you're going off assumption. You made something in your mind that's like one-sided. You created a scenario in your head that you're running off with. You can't expect the other person to feel the exact same way as you. That's just unfair. And like with no backstory to it, like you just jumped into that conclusion by yourself.
Yeah.
You need to get checked.
Right? But it's a norm now. It's actually a norm to say like, you know what, your well-being comes first. Put yourself first. And it's like, if that person has rejected you, you can just like put yourself out of the picture altogether.
Yeah, for sure. If you've been rejected by a person and you're like, no, I can't be friends with you, I'm too emotionally invested in you, totally get it. Because then like it does come down to your well-being and you wanting mental sanity. But if you made up a whole scenario and you're infatuated with some person and you want there to be something that was never going to happen, that's on you.
Guys, what do y'all think about, you know, firstly, being friends with your exes? Secondly, people who come and tell you, what do they come and tell you? We can't be friends with you if we're not in a relationship with you.
I don't agree with that.
Right?
Like, yeah.
But I feel like there's just so much scope to be friends if you've left on a good note, if you have parted ways on a good note. Like, why?
And you might need
spoil
time.
That bond.
Yeah, I think like time heals all wounds.
Yes.
You're gonna need time to actually get over the breakup, and then if after that you're like, you know what, I miss this person in my life, like, let's stick to being friends and see where that goes. You can try it out, and if it doesn't work, then leave it, you know?
Wow, you're like a love guru, Shahir.
You know what? Comes with experience.
Put everything in perspective. You know, all the right answers. It comes with experience. How much experience have you had?
I said that and I instantaneously regretted it. There's been heartbreaks, there's been growth, and I'm on the other side of 20s now, so everything's like falling into place up here.
Wow, you've lived a long life.
It really does come down to experience and like having your heart broken and you potentially breaking people's hearts, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. But like you grow and you learn how to deal with people's emotions and how other people's emotions are related to yours, and you just take it from there.
Life is all about experiencing.
It's all about experiencing things. You always say you want to experience things, but you never experience things enough.
Who said that?
Kylie Jenner to Kendall Jenner in season 12.
That's so funny because they did the same thing with the realization. This is the year of realization, right? Yes. You get to realize stuff. Anyway, enough about the Kardashians. Let's quickly do Shahir's shout outs before we jump into our first stories. Okay, so do you want to give a shout out to Shahir?
Hey, is it actual? Really?
Because you tuned in as well. Okay, let's do one to our favorite, Meg Sky High.
Good morning, Meg Sky High. How are you today?
We have Arslan.
Hey, Arslan. Thank you so much for watching.
We have Fahad.
Hey, Fahad. How's it going? Happy Monday morning to you.
We have Ritika who says hi.
Hey, Ritika. How's it going? Ritika always watches, right?
She always watches.
Thanks, Ree.
We have Forward Focus Academy saying happy Monday.
Forward Focus Academy. Good morning. Let's focus forwardly this week. Make the best of it. 3-day week ideally. And you know what? It's Eid after that.
It's Eid. Oh my God. Much needed holidays. And we will jump into our first story. Now, flights to Sudan have been cancelled amid conflicts. Now, airlines including Emirates, Fly Dubai and Air Arabia have cancelled their flights to Sudan starting April 15th to 17th due to the ongoing situation in the country. And now, according to spokespersons of these airlines, Emirates and Fly Dubai have cancelled their flights to Khartoum, while Air Arabia has suspended all flights to Sudan until further notice.
So passengers who were scheduled to travel during the period should contact their travel agents or the respective airlines for rebooking options. Fly Dubai also stated that they will continue to monitor the situation closely and regret any inconveniences caused to their passengers.
Honestly, with flights, right? Like as we head into the summers and as we head into like Eid holidays and travel period, one thing a lot of people have been suggesting, a lot of travel agents are strongly suggesting is to get flexible tickets. So you can easily, just cancel or you can change the dates or reschedule, whatever it is. Because if we know anything about during the pandemic, it's so everything is so uncertain, right?
Yeah.
Especially with travel. And it's still ongoing with conflicts and then COVID cases rising in certain countries. You just want to make sure that the money you spend on your tickets is not just gone.
I hate that. I booked my first real ticket last week and I was like, wait, so what happens if the flight cancels? Because you have all those options that you get to by the end of the page. So like, do you want veg or meat? You know, I'm like, yeah, but like, if this, do I still get food? You know, do I still get to reschedule my flight? I feel like not airline websites because those are more structured, but like agents and all these booking websites, those are tricky to navigate.
True.
So I think just call your airline. That's the best option. Wait as long as you need to because then you're going to get a realistic answer as to what's happening. But like for you to go through 12 different pages while trying to book a ticket and trying to figure out whether or not this ticket is one that you can cancel.
Yeah, true.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, everyone hates that, and I think the best way to deal with that is like, first of all, luggage insurance. I think is so important. Like I never got it, but then I keep hearing stories of my friends losing luggage. And Casey, what happened to Casey?
She lost her luggage when she did her month away.
Oh my God, it's more common than you think.
I know.
Oh God, and it's like you need to, you have to factor these things in. Like you have to make sure. Everyone thinks it's not going to happen to them.
But then it happens to you and you're like, what now?
Yeah, I'm thinking this right now. I'm thinking like, oh, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to like think about it, consider it. But it's like, it could happen to you, you know?
I'm getting triggered because I booked a flight last week. Like I said, I did not get luggage insurance. And they cover it for up to like $500.
What, $500 for luggage insurance? So how much is it? It's like a small fee, right, that you pay?
Like 100 dirhams.
Oh.
I think 170 dirhams. And I was like, I'll take my chances.
I know, it's always the chances, right?
Honestly.
Because it's kind of pricey. But I mean, if not luggage insurance, then definitely do get flexible tickets.
Yeah.
So it's easier for you to cancel or reschedule.
I didn't do that either.
You didn't do that either?
No. So let's keep costs at a minimum.
Sure, I love how, just very impulsive and like, not impulsive, what's the word?
irrational.
Go with the flow kind of
Yeah.
person that you are.
We'll see what life gives me.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Que sera, sera.
Sarah. Interesting. Our next story now, 16 people have passed away in a building fire in Dera on Saturday. So a fire broke out in a residential building in the Al Ras area on Saturday afternoon, and it has caused the death of 16 persons and left 9 people injured. Now, the cause of the fire seems to have been a lack of compliance with building security and safety requirements. According to the preliminary investigations, and as reported by the National, the first crews were on the scene at 12:41 p.m., around 6 minutes after the first emergency call was received.
So, relevant authorities are conducting a comprehensive investigation to provide a detailed report on the cause of the accident. Civil Defense stressed the importance of residential and commercial building owners and residents fully complying with security and safety requirements and guidelines to avoid accidents and protect people's lives. The building owner is under investigation for lack of compliance with the safety codes. The cause of the fire is suspected to be an electrical short circuit. Amongst the deceased, there are at least 4 Indians, including a couple. The wife was a teacher at Crescent High School. More victims are still being identified.
And right now, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone, their families, and the victims of the fire. But we will move on to our next story, which is a floating bridge to undergo maintenance for 5 weeks starting today. Now, get ready to change your daily commute plans in Dubai, as the floating bridge will be closed for major maintenance work starting today, which will go on until 5 weeks. Now, don't worry, the Roads and Transport Authority (RTA) has got you covered with alternative routes and crossings. So, if you are coming from Sharjah through Al Ittihad Street, you can use the Al Mamzar exit to get to the Infinity Bridge via Cairo and Al Khalij streets. And traffic from Dera to Dubai through Al Khalij Street you can use the Infinity Bridge.
And if you're traveling from Dubai to Dera, you have multiple options like Al Maktoum Bridge, Infinity Bridge, Al Kharhoud Bridge, depending on which main road you're using. The RTA promises to monitor and manage the traffic movements to ensure a smooth ride. There are more details on Lovin Dubai's official Instagram and RTA's website.
Exactly. And I mean, like, I know this is so complicated for so many like motorists, right? Like when the floating bridge is closed, you have to find alternative routes. And it's like so I've been at that signal so many times where it's like I'm taking a left to go on the floating bridge, and it's like closed, and you have to take a U-turn, and it just wastes 5 to 6 minutes
at least
travel time. Yeah,
at least. I only found out that there were floating bridges a month ago. Side note.
You've never been to that side of Dubai, so I'm not even surprised.
Yeah, good point. But I saw signs basically driving down the main road that says the floating bridges are closed for maintenance, take alternative routes. If road mapping and planning ahead is confusing, when you're using apps for navigation like Waze and Google Maps, they have all these informations factored in already. So the routes that you will get are going to be the most convenient for you, and with all the external factors taken in consideration with the calculation of the time and destination and which route you should take. Just FYI.
Exactly. So you have the full rundown of which alternative routes you can take depending on where you're coming from or where you're going. And it's there on our Instagram page, and it's also there on RTA's website, like Shahir said. And we will jump into our next story.
So Abu Dhabi restaurants are about to take you on a culinary journey this Ramadan. So Ramadan is a month of blessing and making memories with loved ones. And there's no better way to celebrate the special time than breaking your fast with the people you love most. And Abu Dhabi has something truly exceptional in store this year. The newly awarded Michelin star restaurants are serving up delicious iftar menus, and a visit to the must-see iftar tents at Emirates Palace is an absolute must.
Definitely, and don't miss the chance to experience the best iftars in Abu Dhabi, including those at Hakkasan, Telia, 99 Sushi Bar, Koya, LMP, Le Beirut, Ramadan at Oasis Tent Park, Abu Dhabi, and Ramadan at Sadiyat. And you can even have iftar with characters at the Warner Brothers Hotel.
I love that.
There is also an article that has gone live on our website with the details on all of Abu Dhabi's hotspots that you can check out. So there's a lot going on in the capital right now, and it just sounds like the buzzing place to be. And I think a lot of our colleagues went for the Emirates Palace.
Yeah, you can see the video next to us. I was jealous. I'm like, where's my invite? Unlike Haksan, especially, like the dishes, art. Like they're so beautifully crafted,
Yeah.
and like with Ramadan iftars, like you look forward to the dinners.
Yeah.
And when you have such delicious concoctions and meals and that are just so extravagant, not extravagant looking, but so perfectly crafted.
It's not just the aesthetics, it is the taste.
Yeah.
They like, of course, we know Hakkasan is top tier, right? It does not get better than Hakkasan. And like you said, it is art. It's like you're eating art, looking at art, and everything else happening around the city as well at the time, and eating with Warner Brothers, with the characters at Warner Brothers. That
Seems really fun.
You know, we did this like when we were very young. I don't know where we went. We were eating with a bunch of like cartoon characters, and it's just the most exciting thing for kids.
Yeah, it really is. And adults, I would enjoy it. I really would.
I can just imagine Shahir like poking all the characters, like pulling them.
What character would you have? Like Scooby-Doo. I'm like, these aren't Scooby snacks, it's Michelin star, but here you go, Scooby. What character would you have dinner with?
Like any cartoon character?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I think Scooby for me.
Scooby. I'll just go with Scooby as well. I can't think of anyone else right now.
Or like Hagrid from Harry Potter. If you can't finish it, he will. You know?
Oh, for sure. If it had to be from Harry Potter, it would be Dubby.
Yeah, Dubby needs it.
I love Dubby.
But yeah, definitely Scooby-Doo for me.
Scooby-Doo.
I used to be obsessed with Scooby-Doo growing up.
But yeah, these kids don't need to just dream it. They can be living it.
They can actually live it.
Head down to the capital, Warner Brothers, and they can just, you know,
there's a lot. We have an article on our website. It's live now. These 14 different restaurants that are places you definitely need to check out. Like all the pictures, they're mesmerizing. Like honestly, if you're having a hard time figuring out what you want to do for dinner, it's so worth it. And even if you're living in Dubai, it's a 45-minute road trip. And then you have this amazing dining experience. Like, what more could you ask for?
No, exactly. I was saying the same thing. Like, it's like a mini road trip paired with like a good experience afterwards. And that too, like a lot of these activities and iftars are so interactive. Unlike, you know, the ones that you normally go to where you just sit down, eat, and then head home. It's like you're making a full day out of it. Yeah. So it makes it all that much more interesting and memorable, you know, for the family and friends as well. Who says you have to go with
for kids growing up, like, just having those memories to tie to Ramadan and AAD, like what more could one want, honestly, growing up? Exactly.
But you guys stay tuned because right after a very, very short break, Emirates NBD CMO talks welcoming Emirati astronaut to space this Ramadan.
Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Emirates NBD has just launched an Out of This World campaign in which they want you to help greet Emirati astronaut Sultan Al Nayadi as he celebrates Ramadan in space. Here to tell us more about it, we're joined by Moad Boukash, Chief Marketing Officer at Emirates NBD. Firstly, congratulations on what we truly think is one of the most beautiful, touching Ramadan videos this year. Can you tell us how the idea of the campaign came about?
Sure, and first let me say thank you for having me and for hosting us. It's always great to be a part of the Lovin Dubai and the larger Dubai community.
Thank you so much.
I think the sort of idea came as a combination of a few things. One, obviously we recognize that Ramadan is a time for togetherness, it's a time for unity, it's a time for families to get together and sort of a society to connect on perhaps a deeper level than you normally would throughout the year. But then we were also sort of cognizant of the fact that it's quite a unique time for the UAE and for sort of the community here, in that we have an astronaut, one on the Space Center, and it happens to be Ramadan as well. And I believe he's the first astronaut to be sort of celebrating in Ramadan in space. So we thought, you know, what a great idea, what a great opportunity, once in a lifetime. Let's create something around that. And we came up with this idea of a girl who's essentially has the ambition to follow in the footsteps of Captain Sultan and perhaps visit the Space Center one day. We hope that obviously it's been received well, that it came across with the intention that we wanted to, and on some level we also hope that the captain himself got a chance to see the film.
Well, we're going to get to that in a second, but 100% agree with you. It's touching and it was so once in a lifetime. And the response from the public from the footage that we've shared has been really, really amazing. So congratulations to all of the team involved. Why do you think it was important to create this video now?
Again, like I said, it's a bit of a once in a lifetime opportunity. I don't think we're going to have this chance to create a memorable, almost timeless piece, something that we could look back on. So we really just wanted to pounce on that opportunity to take the chance and make something meaningful, hopefully, out of it, something emotionally resonant. And of course, it's always the same, right? It's every Ramadan comes along and we try to bring the society together. We try to do some activity or some film or some campaign to express that spirit that is Ramadan.
And have you seen some of the responses, or what types of greetings are people trying to send to Sultan Al Nayadi?
It's quite wonderful, actually. I mean, it's always lovely to. It's one thing to put a campaign out there, but I think it's a completely different thing when you start seeing the engagement of the community, of members of the community, from not just from UAE nationals and citizens, but really from all over the world. We've seen a tremendous response, thankfully, of people that have resonated with the campaign, with the film, and have taken the chance to send their wishes and thoughts to Captain Sultan.
We're sending a message saying, please give a shout out to Lovin Dubai. It's really cool to see the kind of cute ones that are coming through as well. You know, personal, like people are asking for happy birthdays even. It's really, really special. So in particular for young Emiratis, how do you think they have responded to this journey to space that's so unique?
I mean, I think speaking, I don't know how young I am anymore, but I think it's, speaking as an Emirati, I think it's just a remarkable demonstration of the ambition of this nation, the ambition of our leadership, the ambition of the people that push our space program and everything else really forward. I think it's truly inspiring for such a young country, for a society that's transformed so rapidly, to be now sitting atop a space station looking down, right? And I think there are no words generally to describe it. It captivates me personally, and I'm sure it does the same for many other Emiratis.
Well, it's so true, I think, for residents and citizens alike. And if people are just watching for the first time, thank you everyone who's watching, wherever you're watching in the world, how can they join? How can they get involved? How can they share their greetings?
So watch the film if you haven't. It's on our social media pages. I think it's also on Lovin Device pages more recently. So thanks for that.
Yes.
But also, I think I would recommend and urge you to use the hashtag that we've created, which is hashtag Greetings from Earth. And you can use that to send your wishes, your thoughts, and maybe a few requests over to Captain Sultan Space Station.
The wishes, the thoughts, and the requests, because he's up there. We don't know what power he has. And we love the tagline.
Not like he's busy or anything, obviously.
You never know. And we love the tagline, the Sultan of Space. And I think the big question is, will he read our messages? Will he find them?
I mean, he has access to the internet, and he's been quite active in answering people's questions and engaging with the community, which I think is just absolutely wonderful. It brings together a whole nation with him, so it's not a solo adventure for him for the 6 months that he's up there. So we hope he's seen it, and we hope he's receiving these messages, and perhaps when he's back on ground, we could check in with him and see if it actually went through.
Hopefully. That was amazing. We just want to say another kind of well done, because every year different videos come through, but this one is very, very touching. So I'd really urge anyone who hasn't seen it, go and watch messages being sent to the Sultan of Space. That was Moad Bukash, Chief Marketing Officer at Emirates MBD. Really appreciate your time today. We know you're super busy, so thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show. We're back with you every single weekday morning, same time, same place. Goodbye.